Hey everyone, it's me Cupie83
and Barbee0913.
and today we are doing a video on big-eyed dolls.
Big eyes.
Dolls that aesthetically have very large eyes.
I like that aesthetic. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, there are some really good dolls that have, large eyes, and we're going to show you just a few of them here today. We're not going to go into a detailed history about, like, all of them, but we're going to show them to you so you can look them up on your own or add them to your collection and all that
your
fun
hunt,
stuff.
onto your hunt.
Exactly. So we'll start with Love Me Linda, or as Sears called her, Pretty as a Picture. She was one of the dolls that I looked at the other day and was like, we haven't done a video on her. And so then I thought, well, why don't we just do a video on all of the big-eyed dolls? So Love Me Linda is by Vogue. Sometimes she has a molded tear under her eye. And this one, this does not have the molded tear. So this is probably a Pretty as a Picture Sears exclusive.
Okay.
But you will find her with two different names, Love Me Linda, and then Pretty as a Picture.
The little tear, it really kind of freaks me out on it.
It looks weird.
It's like a molded tear on it.
It looks really weird.
I like her now that I know she doesn't have the tear.
Yeah, I prefer her without the tear, to be
she's
honest.
cute. She's got pretty black eyes.
Yeah, I love the big eyes. I also love the outfits they put her in. She has some really cool, like, 60s style outfits. But she is not as easy to find as you would suspect.
Still pretty affordable, though.
When you can find her.
When you can find her online.
This one I stumbled upon at a doll show, and I think, honestly, it's like the only one I've ever seen at the doll shows over the years. But I love the outfit. Her eyes, though, are just really nicely done. And she definitely falls under, like, the big-eyed doll sort of aesthetic. So yeah, 1965 by Vogue, with and without a tiny molded heart on her face.
Yeah. Yeah, usually at doll shows, I don't see a lot of Vogue dolls at all, of any kind of Vogue dolls, so maybe it's just people don't bring them to the shows.
Maybe. So this is a Susie Sad Eyes. We just read up on all the history. Basically, there's been a lot of different dolls with her face, under different names.
That has changed names, and it seems like changed companies, too. It seems... What it is they considered it a very mass-produced cheap doll. But she did come in a box. She also came with artwork, and she was a new doll, so that doesn't really stand the claim either.
Right.
But if you look at her, she's got these big black eyes, and then she's got green under her eyes. So it's like, I don't know if that's supposed to be under there. I've never seen one in a box, but it's kind of like big circles under her eyes.
Like she has shadows under there.
Yeah.
She hasn't slept for a while.
They usually came in blonde and light brunette. Mine wasn't very good shape, so she got to get orange hair. It's really sparse plugs on there. Strange sparse plugs.
Yes, but, so if you do reroute one, you may need to add hair plug holes.
But if you can find her in her original dress, it's got a Peter Pan collar. It's really kind of a cute little dress. And there's Susie Sad Eyes, and what were the other ones?
Oh, I didn't write them down.
You didn't write them down? No. I give you this information and you didn't write them down?
No, I thought you were thinking of it.
No! Okay, so there's one called Slicker Eyes. Instead, they took the sad eyes away. And she comes in different color raincoats. And then there's an AA version, which is called Soul Sister, which I guess is really rare. So if you want to look for a rare one, you need to look for Soul Sister. But it's the same look, just darker skin, big eyes on them. And they were between mid-60s to mid-70s. You can't get a real date on them.
Well, and it's another one that's harder to find at doll shows. We've seen more of her than, like, the Pretty as a Picture, but I think she's still harder to find. Yeah, in good shape. Like sometimes you'll see a scary one.
And this is not her outfit, so she got her hair rerooted. She got a different outfit to wear, so she's not original at all.
So now we'll jump to Little Miss No Name, the infamous Little Miss No Name. One of the most popular videos on the channel is Little Miss No Name.
There you go.
So we have two of them here. If you have followed us for a while, you know my mom is like a massive Little Miss No Name collector. So this is two of the family.
Wanted to show you an original sack, and then this girl was my latest one, and she finally got close, so she's all happy.
So Little Miss No Name was like 1966. ish, 1967.
66, 67.
She ran for about a year by Hasbro, and she just didn't. She left a lasting impact. Like, people remember her, but she didn't like make sales. So
No.
she only lasted that 1 year. People kind of are. She's a very polarizing doll. Like, some people love her, like my
Me.
mother, and a lot of other people, like me too. Like, I think Little Miss No Name's adorable, but then the flip side of that is some people are like scared to death of her.
You were raised into it,
That's
though,
true,
from
yeah.
birth, looking at her in a case.
So, like, some people like don't like her at all, but we are, you know, one of the people that really do like Little Miss No Name, and you can see why she's in this video, because she has these big
eyes.
keen style round eyes.
With a little blue at the top, so either that's supposed to be circles under her eyes or it's eyeshadow of some kind.
Yeah, and it's she's very Margaret Keane in the way that she looks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Little Miss No Name has a cute head of rooted blonde hair. She came in this burlap sack in a box with, you know, rain on the front, like she was
Snow.
standing outside.
Snowstorm.
Snowstorm.
Yeah.
And so it looks like she was like basically just on the street waiting for someone to find her and give her a home.
And then normally she has a tear. The only two I have with tears have rerooted hair, so that's why they didn't come out. So, and it just goes through there.
Yeah, you'll see a little hole on some of
Yeah.
their faces, and like the hole itself will vary on where it is on their face.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like on this one, you can barely see it, but on that one, it's a little more like under her eye,
And
so you
right
can
there.
kind of see
A little hole.
that. But yeah, so this is Little Miss No Name, who's just a really fun doll to have in your collection. She does go for pretty high prices. Sometimes she goes for pretty low prices.
That's why I have them.
Sometimes, yeah, like all the ones that my mom has, they've been like really cheap. But like on eBay, at least last time I checked, they were all ridiculously expensive.
I ended up with paying $50 for two because they were sisters.
Yeah, so wait for the deals. That's
Yeah.
the one thing. Like, a lot of people still watch the Little Miss No Name video, and they're like, oh, I really want one. Can I buy one from you? And I always say, no, they're not for sale. But also, keep an eye on eBay and keep an eye at the doll shows, because eventually you'll find one that's priced in your, like, price range.
And when you're at a doll show, always ask if they'll go lower. People always put their top price and hoping that they're going to get their top price, but then they don't want to take all those dolls back home with them, so they are willing to go down a little bit.
Right, yeah, especially if it's, like, a dirty doll. Like, if they're trying to sell Little Miss
Yeah.
No Name that's, like, clearly had life things happen to it, like
Yeah.
it's stuck in an attic, is all dirty, has missing hair plugs, like is in a reproduction burlap sack that's
I've got a
blue
few
or
of
purple
those,
or
yeah.
something instead
Yeah.
of this color.
It's the original.
Yeah.
No, it's not, but okay.
Especially if you're in a situation where you see one like that and it's just priced too high, and you know, you might as well go for it and just say, hey, can I get this cheaper, because this is replaced and this is all dirty and it's gonna take all this work.
They're fun to redress, though. So
Yeah, it's
look
super
for 'em.
fun. Mine is rerooted and redressed. It's not here in the video, but she looks adorable. They look really cute with colorful hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is Little Miss No Name. Yeah, still a very popular doll on the channel. People always ask about her. So we wanted to bring her back in some way. So those are like vintage big-eyed dolls. There are some other ones, I'm sure, we just don't have them. So now we're going to go through some of the more modern ones that are more, you know, recent. And I believe we have a Blythe here that has been given an amazing face-up and looks adorable in her wig and her dress.
There we go.
Whoa! So Blythe's been around for a while. This is a factory Blythe, I want to say. Is
This
it a
one?
factory Blythe?
I have no idea. She was a really messed up Blythe. Somebody tried to fix her.
Yeah,
They did a lousy job.
I think she was one of the factory Blythes that you can find at places like AliExpress or, you know, at other doll shows sometimes, but mostly online.
But she got herself professionally redone because I didn't know anything about how to fix her up. So she is really cute now.
Blythe is definitely, like, if you look
The
up
aesthetic.
big-eyed dolls,
You
it's
see
a
Blythe.
picture of Blythe. Because she is just, she has the big, her eyes are the big focal point, and they change color too, which adds to the whole thing.
And the original 67 Blythe, I mean, she doesn't look like this. This one has matte finish on her face. They were all very shiny, but she does have an aesthetic. It's just a little bit, this is more modernized of the original Blythe.
Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest, I don't
don't like
the original
Blythe?
Blythes. I don't think they're that pretty, but like the factory Blythes that don't have the super shiny skin, I think are really pretty.
It's the skin, if it's shiny or if it's matte finish. I prefer the matte finish ones.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But she has different, she's got really pretty eyes, and let's see here. Big thing about, we'll take your hair off because, you change. Oops. Why are you not doing it? Oh, there you go. See, now she is green.
Ooh.
And side glancing. And now she is yellow.
That's the fun thing about Blythes.
Yeah.
If you want to just change them up a little bit, you can just change their eyes.
Another side glancing. Plus, they also wear skipper size clothes. So if you're a skipper collector, it's a good one to have.
They're easy to dress.
Yeah.
We also have Madeline Macabre, who definitely her eyes are, again, the main focal point of her face.
Bewitching.
Madeline was put out by Tonner Toys. One of, like, the coolest things that Tonner put out. But for some reason, like, she just didn't take off. I don't know. I know Tonner is kind of flighty.
Granted, he has made a lot of things we do like. Elowin, Pop, the Wizard of Oz series. I love that.
That's true. But those are all, like, the collectible expensive ones. This was, like, as close to affordable that as we could get. And I think her main problem was that she was still a little expensive. I think she was, like, $50-some,
which is
and
pricey.
This is a vinyl doll. It's not like it wasn't being marketed to collectors. It was being marketed to,
kids,
younger people, because it's a Tonner Toys doll, which also made little Mismatch girl. Little Mismatch, little whatever.
Oh, the Mismatch.
Yeah, the mismatched doll line.
Yeah.
It's the same body as that and kind of the same size.
And she'll wear the same clothes,
yeah,
too.
and they wear the same clothing. So, like, the market they were marketing them for just didn't have the money to buy them. I think I got her at, like, a special introductory price of, like, $45 or something. And I thought that was expensive. But now I'm, like, completely happy I did it because she's one of my favorites. And she was also one that's talked about here on the channel, too, in some of the videos. So, yeah, this is Madeline. She came out in 2012. She is a strange girl.
Spooky. She's kind of Addams family.
She does have a Wednesday Addams kind of vibe to her. She has a friend that was never produced named Victoria, who was like a Victorian ghost character who she could talk to. And apparently, like, at Toy Fair in, like, 2013 and 2014, there were more outfits that they were going to give Madeline, which never saw the light of day. And there was a rebooted blonde doll with the same face mold that I'm thinking was supposed to be a super, super early prototype of Victoria. But again, it never made it past even having a unique face mold. Because it was literally this face with, like, blonde hair. So yeah, Madeline is really great. She's totally articulated. She's a really fun face and a fun aesthetic. And she's fun to take on trips, too. She's gone on a couple trips. She's gotten to go to the beach with me a couple times and and that sort of thing. So she's really fun. And if you can find a Madeline, I highly recommend grabbing one.
Good job standing. Good job.
Yeah, she does a good job standing. She's just a really good doll. And it's one of those lines I wish Tonner had just been like, we need to make more. Because there were outfits and there were things at Toy Fair that just never came to be. And I wish I'd bought more of her, to be honest.
Yeah.
She would be fun to redress and do some fun things with.
Oh yeah, she would be.
So if you can find a Madeline at a good price, I highly recommend grabbing one. But you can understand why she fits this video.
Big eyes.
Yeah, the big purple eyes. I also really like her gloves.
Yeah, they are. They're your type.
They're fun. Her dress is nicely made. Tonner did good on this one.
She is cute.
Then unfortunately it fell through the cracks.
Bye-bye. She tried. Okay.
We also have the Disney Animator dolls. You've seen them before. Clearly, they fall under big animated eyes.
Innocent looking.
there's a bunch of these. They've been re-released a handful of times now. This is a Belle from probably the first release of the Belle.
Series, yeah. Now they've got like 2 series, maybe 3 series.
Yeah, so the outfits have changed, but the one thing that has stayed the same is they all have this very animated look, which includes the big Disney animated eyes, which take up half of their faces and make them just some of the most adorable dolls out there.
They are.
They're really cute too if some people like will redo the eyes. And they'll like redo the faces.
Really realistic looking.
And they look amazing.
Yeah.
And even re-roots, there's some cute outfits for them.
Cute.
So yeah, definitely the Disney Animator collection dolls fall into this category.
Hey guys. Then we have one of the ones that came out after the Tiny Shopkins. They decided to come out with a bigger doll. And she's got a bobblehead on her, and she's got the really big eyes. I can't quite remember what her name was. Marshmallow something, because she has the marshmallows.
Yeah, she's cute. I think their faces are kind of fun. It's like one of the few Shopkins things that I enjoy.
And then
OMG. Yeah, that's an OMG.
She's got big eyes too.
Yeah, they definitely fit this aesthetic here.
It's the little lull eyes, just in times 10.
Exactly. So yeah, these are definitely keeping on the trend of like the big-eyed dolls. And you know, this one's just cute because it's so big, and it's like not just the eyes are big, but like the entire thing is big.
Yeah, nice to hold in your hand.
Yeah, so these are the newer big-eyed dolls.
And they're kind of like this one, it's kind of reminiscent of Susie with big round.
Yeah.
The round eyes.
I could see that. Last but not least, these they don't have super big eyes, but the eyes are definitely like the focal point kind of them. And you've never seen them here on the channel, so I thought might as well.
They are cool.
So these are the Darla Doom doll. They're the Doom dolls from Hot Topic. So these were sold at Hot Topics. Darla Doom, which is this one right here that I am holding, came out in 2004. And then we have Melancholy Molly here, who came out in 2005. And then there were some in 2000. There were 2 in 2006. Patty Payne and Claudine Kitten.
They both have that one little bit of highlights in their hair.
Yeah, so we have purple here in Darla Doom.
The rust here.
Yeah, so these are just super cool. And like I said, it's their faces that are kind of unique. They could have had their own video, but I figured I'd toss them into this one too. So these were sold at Hot Topic, and they're just rag dolls. And then we have the Precious Miseries line, which only ran for about a year. This is a little rag doll from like 2007. And then there was a little flower girl in 2006. But she has her little purse, and she has her little butterfly. And she's definitely a rag doll. And you'll see, because we're talking about her eyes, she has like a button for an eye right over there. And then there was Stitches, the stuffed bear, which also came out in this line, but there were only 3 Precious Miseries.
Things to look for Christmas or birthdays.
So yeah, she has a fun aesthetic too. And because their faces are kind of like what make them unique looking, I figured they kind of fit. So that was the Darla Doom dolls, and this is Lil Rag Doll from Precious Miseries.
I love their costuming on these. They're so cute.
Yeah, I know. It's very, like, they were very well done. Don't spend too much money on them because they are just rag dolls, but they are really fun looking. And sometimes you can easily hang them, especially when that's still
when the hook's still in there.
But they're cool. So that was just a look at some of the big-eyed dolls that are out there. There are definitely more, but we just wanted to show off some of them for you. Let us know if you have any in your collection, what you think of the ones that you've seen here in the video. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, not everybody likes the big-eyed dolls, but a lot of us do.
So,
it's okay if you don't.
Yeah, totally fine if you don't think they're cute, but we personally think they are super adorable. Yeah, let us know what your favorite is amongst the ones you've seen here today, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.